With this video, we have another giveaway on our Discord server. Every 2 weeks, we give away free PC games, so if you're interested, join our Discord server, find others to play with, and enter our giveaway.
So this map is going to be, when we were playing our old map, there was a comment that I made at some point or whatever that, because we were talking about, like, I think we talked briefly about bunny hopping or whatever, and I said it'd be interesting if there was a map that required you to use like speedrunning tricks
Oh,
and you
yeah.
like had to use exploits to get through it. This is that map. It's not really a puzzle map. It's just, hey, let's use every single exploit that exists and force the player to have to do it to get through the map.
Okay, that's cool. So then I have here the recording that you pre-recorded of you playing through this map that you made. So now we can watch that, check it out.
So it's called the Edges of Possibility. So do you know Can't Even? He's one of the
No, I don't.
speedrunners for Portal 2. I think he holds the world record right now. So I commented on one of his videos and asked him to play this map, but I don't think he saw the comment. He does actually reply to a lot of comments, so I thought it was worth a try. But anyways, this is what I've done. It's made with the B2 editor. Nothing other than that.
The B2 is...
It's
Is
a
that
mod
just
for the level editor.
Okay.
It just allows you to add new objects. You basically control what the palette is, and the palette's still limited, so you have to go back and forth and choose what pieces you have available. But this is with a theme that obviously it's like things are old and worn down. So this is obviously just like shooting and trying to stay on the edge of the portal.
Okay. How hard is that to do?
It's actually not very hard. You just need to be pushing against it because it'll try to push you out.
This video is really dark. I might bump it up in post.
Yeah, I think that would kind of make sense. There's a lot of weird lighting choices that I've made here. And also, I wasn't playing at full graphics and probably should have adjusted the graphics more before recording this, just because the video is a little choppy at points. But I'm actually working on getting a new computer. So this is, I don't know if it's exactly an exploit, but, you know, having to throw cubes instead of setting them where they belong.
How'd you get two cubes?
So I don't know why, but there's like this glitch. Maybe it's just with this theme, like the dirty, you know, futuristic, overgrown is what it's called. It could be something with that, but whatever it is, there's a glitch where it just seems like when cubes get destroyed, sometimes like it creates two of the same one, but you'll notice that like whenever that happens, if one of them gets destroyed, they all get destroyed. So one of these times when I was testing this map, I actually got 3 of them to come out all at once, which was really weird. But
does this glitch happen with the base game as well?
I've never seen it happen with the base game, so I think it's just something with this mod. And I'm like, I can't take this with me, because I know if I destroy it, it'll destroy the other one. It's literally like a... what do you call it? Like a entangled clone or something. I think there was some other comment I had here, but I don't remember. So some of this, was really frustrated with myself because it's like a lot of this stuff is really not that hard, but I really struggled with it, you know? And this part can take quite a few tries too. But for some reason I got it on the first try, so.
Nice.
I don't remember exactly how far of a gap that one is.
Oh, you got to
This
bunny hop this?
Yep. So the previous gap that I jumped in the beginning, where there's just like the smaller gap over the goo, that was the reason I made that jump was because I was wall strafing, and you can go faster by doing that. And it was easy enough to do just by wall strafing. Here, there's no wall, so bunny hopping is really the only way. And actually, I didn't know how to bunny hop when I made this map, but I built this, and I was like, okay, I kind of wanted to validate the map, even though Portal 2 doesn't enforce that. You know, I wanted to like show that it can be completed, so I had to learn how to bunny hop in order to test my own thing. And I was like pretty sure that it could be done. I just didn't have the skill yet, so I had to like build up the skill a little bit. And obviously I'm not very good at it, but I getting better, I guess.
That was close. So how much does bunny hopping transfer over from game to game? Like
I'm not sure.
if
So
you're a bunny hopper in CS:GO, can you
so I
just
believe
easily
it's
bunny
similar
hop in
to the
Portal?
bunny hopping in CS:GO, but it's a little bit harder in Portal 2, I think. Um, if AKS was here, he'd be able to provide more insight on that. And I know he's tried bunny hopping in Portal 2 a little bit. He learned how to do it a little. Um, oh, and I had problems with my mouse there.
What kind of mouse are you using?
It's an optical mouse that I got on eBay, I think, for like $7. And it actually has a pretty good DPS, which is why I bought it. And it works pretty well. It has a button to change sensitivity on demand, which is nice. But it's not like the most well built, so it's starting to not work so well.
No, I'll cut it so you look like a professional. Just one try,
Oh, that's what's gonna happen, huh?
maybe.
I'm pretty sure this is one of those things where the YouTubers talk about cutting things out and they actually don't.
Yeah,
What I create is never what I actually had in my mind to begin with. Um,
there you go. You got it.
I was just like, yeah. That's,
Yeah, I
so I
see.
think I think the thing is like to make that jump, I think you want to make wider strafes, but then you have to narrow up when you get close to it because you have to be going straight or something like that. But I think the like wider, quicker movements help you pick up more speed. Now this save points would not be available normally, obviously, so this is one reason that it's really good to use
Right.
the B mod. It stands for better editor. Wait, better extended editor. This is just an air strafe that I'm supposed to make, and it really isn't that hard, but I'm just not doing it right here. It's just basic jumping. Again, this is something that maybe isn't really an exploit, but should there be like a map where this sort of setup existed, like normally it would not be, oh yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to just jump over there, you know?
Right.
Like would be an exploit if that existed, but this map is like only exploits. So it's not really an exploit if it's intended though. So it's just
I
now
know what you mean, though.
this doesn't involve any clipping out of bounds. So if you do any of that, then I guess that's an exploit. You're finding a new way to get through this, and I'm sure that you can do that at some places.
It's just designed to use some of the skill sets that exploiters have,
Yeah,
that they practice to exploit the game.
right. And now it's like, what's weird is when you get in the habit of doing some of this stuff, like you play normal maps, and it's like, no, okay, so I know I could just do this to skip it, but I can't do that because I'm pretty sure that's not what was intended.
Yeah.
But not this map. This map is meant for you. And actually, what I'm doing right now, you'll see in a minute, is actually unnecessary. But I'm just kind of showing the map. Well, I got it that time. Um, I'm just kind of showing the map, though, as it is. But really, it's like you get over here and then realize kind of what you can and can't do and limitations. So, but you can make an air strafe. It just took me forever to do, which was dumb. Now, the grading that you see down below, those portalable surfaces here in this corner, that is actually a remnant from earlier versions of this part of the map, because I was doing a few different things. But I eventually just kind of scrapped it and did something different. So this is kind of a weird part, but um, I have trouble controlling the zoom because I have jump bound to the scroll wheel both up and down, and the mouse is tricky to middle click without doing any scroll, and so the scroll seems to like
Yeah.
override it, and it doesn't. I don't know. I don't know exactly what the problem is, but this is known as crouch glitch flying. Something you can do with excursion funnels.
You cheater.
Yes, but you have to. And if you go through a portal while you're in this state, you'll lose it unless you're holding down crouch. But you don't have to hold crouch the entire time. Sometimes I do hold crouch the whole time anyway because I'm paranoid that I bump into something weird and it'll break or something. But the physics
Man.
are kind of strange.
So
The
you gotta let the cube tip off as you shoot the portal, grab the cube, and send it back through. Or
yeah,
fly back through.
that's the idea. It needs to be on this side so that it doesn't get shoved back to where it came from.
At first, I thought you were trying to balance it positioned just right so that when you switch the portal, the cube is still inside the portal.
In the beginning I was, but then I thought it's not possible. But actually, I'm not exactly sure what's going on with the physics, but I think maybe it is possible to just have it. So I think it still has to be technically on this side. It is possible, though, to do exactly this. Or no, hold on. So this happened,
Right.
which
Yeah,
was
that's
not, it was unexpected.
okay.
So I think, like, it has to be technically on this side. But but it's possible to still have it stop moving. I think maybe what happens is the physics will stop acting on things after a certain amount of time if it doesn't register as moving. So maybe, now that I think about that, maybe if you just hold it in place before you let go of it, maybe it'll just stay. I don't know. That's something to try out.
So how do you start this crouch glitch?
So it's actually really simple, but like I guess because of how you have to do it, it's easy to just not know that such a glitch exists. Um, you just have to be in the funnel.
What was that?
That was a portal bump. So you have a surface, like that entire wall is portalable, right? But you just have like a wall or a barrier in the way. And so a lot of times when that you have something like that, you can actually shoot a portal. You can try to shoot a portal right next to another portal, and it'll just push the portal over, and it ends up on the other side. So that's what that was.
Yeah.
That used to be a lot easier in Portal 1, and it's still just as easy. The code doesn't seem to have changed with that. But um but in Portal 2 usually there's a lot of stuff to stop you from doing that, but like if you purposely make the map so that it's all portalable right there, you know, yeah, that's something you can totally do to cheat. You can do it on the floor too. It doesn't have to be on the wall, but I found that it was easier to do on the wall. Um, and not have to like throw the cube through the floor and all that other stuff. I was trying to do much more complicated things before I realized I could fly through the portals without losing the crouch flying. This part goes a little while without a save point, so you kind of have to
Yeah.
redo it.
Yeah. Looking at this, I was.
If the excursion funnel goes against the wall, you only have to do it once. But if it's against the ceiling, you have to wait until you're not moving at all, like get all of that movement all the way to 0. And then you crouch and you wait for the movement to go all the way to 0. And then you continue to hold crouch as you move out. And then you'll be in
Okay.
this state where it kind of acts like you're still in an excursion funnel, even though you're not. Um, you can do the same thing with the wall. Um, you just don't have to have the extra thing of crouching before. Because when you're against the ceiling, you crouch and then you have to move up. I don't know. I don't know why it works, but it does. So it's just physics with the, I guess, collision with the wall or ceiling or something. However it is with registering that you're in an excursion funnel. I don't know. I don't think it's that it actually thinks I'm in the excursion funnel, but it still has me in a state that's like gravity's not affecting me. I don't know. It's basically what it is. I'm not
Yeah.
affected by gravity. This is how I got soft locked the first time I was trying to record this, because I got stuck. And I guess it's okay that you get stuck. Um,
There we go.
yeah.
Oh, you didn't hit the portal though.
Oh no, I didn't. I thought I did. I'm we're watching this on a slightly smaller screen, so
Yeah, I should have full screened it for you.
I think at this point I figured out that I was supposed to like hold it lower down to the floor, because I think I was kind of holding it up above the ground a little bit before, and it was making it more difficult.
So, do you have to redo the crouch glitch every time you go into the funnel?
I think so, but because I still had it, I actually think I kind of tried to see if I still had it here, but I wasn't really sure what I was doing. I think maybe I could have held it if I was still holding crouch, but I think I may have let go of
Okay.
crouch. I'm not really sure. I think maybe re-entering it just breaks it, but I don't know for sure.
If you're crouched, yeah, you won't go up, right?
So I think the
I don't
reason it
know.
didn't work that time is I didn't wait long enough before crouching the first time. Sorry, what did you ask?
If you're in the crouch glitch and you go into the funnel, you're not going to go up, are you? Because you're still crouched.
I think the excursion funnel still pushes you, because I
Okay.
was in the crouch glitch state. Uh, so actually here when I'm going against there, the only thing I'm doing is pushing left. That's like actually a pretty fast way to travel if you're against a wall and in flying state. But normally to wall strafe, you press both up and the side button. The decoration in this map is rather cheap.
There we go.
Yeah, so the thing is I have to maintain the direction I want to move in. So now I'm moving down, which is a good thing. So you have to use that upper. There's a lot I haven't figured out about how this works yet. But for some reason, I'm able to like kind of walk down. I mean, I'm stuck right now, but it's possible. So like, you see me get,
Yeah.
yeah, it's weird. It's like because I'm kind of touching it, I'm able to like go back down and try to regain the altitude. But I haven't exactly, I've kind of forgotten that about this. And so I'm holding crouch this whole time because I do not want to screw it up by, if I release it and I'm, touching
Yeah.
the floor, then yeah.
Yeah, this is
So this is normally too many turrets and too much distance to travel,
okay.
which obviously get myself killed
Did
here.
you hit a
But
checkpoint there, though?
yes, fortunately, I put a checkpoint there. I couldn't put a checkpoint at the other one, at least not easily, because like you have to save the state that you're flying, and I don't know. There's too much. Like I couldn't like control the like. No, I don't do this right again. I get killed. But
Walking
I
against the
learned.
wall like that speeds you up?
Yeah. So I am using the walking against the wall to move faster. And the other thing I'm doing that I learned from Can't Even, because I watched some of his explanation of speedruns, you get them when they're resetting, and then they're still like in the process of resetting and saying, "Oh, target lost." And so there's actually this whole cooldown that you get them into, and so then you can just go past them without them shooting you. Okay, so the reason that
Okay.
works is because, so obviously, like if you trigger it fast enough, it'll act momentarily like you've triggered it all. But because I was standing against the door and pushing backwards against it, um, for some reason, the chamber lock doors, if it opens even slightly, you'll force it the rest of the way open. It's like an elevator door, kind of.
Okay.
So, yeah, it like just barely opened up, and so my body pushed it open the rest of the way.
That's interesting that even works.
It is. I think it's quite an interesting thing. I accidentally discovered it when building one of the maps. And that allowed, like, I didn't understand what people were doing when on test chamber 17 of Portal 2 when they trigger all 3 lasers with just the cube by swinging it like that. And I couldn't get it to work at first. And then I was like, oh, the reason it works is because you're right up against the door. And I'd seen that before, so that's what they're doing. Forgot I need to have a portal over there. This obviously isn't like much, but I mean, I'm sure in some scenarios this could be an exploit. This is just a bunch of random scenery. The ball's a little bit more difficult to work with. I don't know why I crouched there. I'm pretty sure I just crouched.
You don't need the ball.
So you don't need it. If you take it with you, you can actually skip part of this, but it's a massive pain to lug it around. I could have made it so that you could only use a cube, by just simply using a cube button instead of a normal button. But the problem with that is that with this overgrown theme, there's a bug in the B mod where it doesn't have a model. Like the Q button is like missing textures or something. And so it just doesn't look good. And I was like, screw it. I still wanted to have the overgrown theme, so I stuck with it. But so actually the backstory for this map, which is, it says in the description, this was created by a generative adversarial network between these mainframes at Aperture Science. And this was done quite a while ago. And supposedly no human has been able to beat it, but basically the computers... Wow, that was close. The computers just basically were competing against each other, so you have like a robot going through the map, and the robot keeps like breaking the map, and the mainframe, the other computer's purpose is to make the map hard, but still possible. And so that's what happened between these two computers, was they basically worked together to create something that was just barely possible. So that's why everything in this map is like this. But you are the first human to come back to this previously abandoned test chamber and play through it for some reason. Or at least you're the first. I don't know why. I don't know why you're here. But this test chamber was abandoned. It was just a funny experiment. And now you're playing it. So what I'm doing here is reportaling. If you recreate the portal shortly after going through it, then it recreates the portal, and so it kind of like shoves you out because the portal's been recreated, and it adds to your momentum by just a little bit.
That's interesting.
I guess by a lot, actually. So what I'm doing is I'm shooting the same color I fall through just barely after I pass through it. Doing it before obviously doesn't work, but doing it just barely after I pass through adds to my momentum. And so I can use that to just build up. In the first Portal game, there was the pause glitch, which actually, if you just paused the game right when you were going through the portal and unpaused it, it would like give you the boost twice, and that would be like an even more efficient way to gain stuff. Now, this was what happened there. I realized that I was accidentally shooting portals with the trackpad because I was touching it with like my palm, and so I just disabled the trackpad so that would stop happening, and that's why you saw the loading cursor.
Right. I forgot to put Discord in streamer mode, but I haven't got any notifications yet, which is nice.
Yeah. When Portal 2 was first released, this reportaling glitch was a lot easier to do, but they patched it, and well, now it actually still works, it's just harder. So you have to be a little bit more precise. But originally it was like the players discovered it and it was like way too easy to do. I don't know. I don't know if they thought they had patched it or if they were just like, well, at least it's really hard to do now, so it's not a problem. It's not that hard, it's just a little tricky. And of all of the parts in the map, I actually think this is probably the most difficult. Like the bunny hopping, like if you just practice the bunny hopping, well, then again, this is a matter of practice too, right? So I guess, I don't know. But I think that because of the skill ladder or ceiling, whatever you want to call it, for bunny hopping versus this, I'm gonna guess that this is actually more difficult than the bunny hopping. So I don't know, can't even. You're free to play this and speed run through it for me. Probably be out of bounds in 2 seconds. Michael Yanni, or demonstrate, I don't know why I pronounced it demonstrate, maybe that was intended. But Michael Yanni was the guy who was really good at Portal 1 back in the day, and he had run world records. But that was like back when tool-assisted speedrun was more common. And that was how they did it. And it was also like segmented mostly, his runs. But it was super well optimized for its time. But now we're in Portal 2 territory, and Portal 1 speedruns have far been surpassed. It was like a huge deal when Michael Yanni beat Portal 1 in 10 minutes, even though it was segmented. And it was actually beautiful speedruns too. Like the fact that it was segmented, he put so many hours into it. His girlfriend left him during the time that he was working on the process of creating his segmented 10-minute Portal 1 speedrun. And this was before Portal 2 was released. I don't think he really cared. Like, he completely understood that, like, his girlfriend couldn't just stay around while he just did nothing but play Portal. I got a little more momentum than I needed here. So this
What
part,
was that saying about it?
yeah,
Okay.
go on. You're fine.
Talk about this part.
Well, okay, so on this part, I forgot kind of the technique, and I was actually trying to relearn how this part works. But really, I designed this part of the map to create a situation that would force you to have to portal peek, which is in the first game, all that meant was you shoot a portal before you fall through a portal or walk through a portal, and it would like change the portal behind you, right? And so you could change the location of a portal. And so you could like travel around. So it's like different from standing on the edge. It's like where there is no edge to stand on, kind of. Like, because you have to take this cube with you, I've created this scenario where you have to portal peek. The thing is, though, Portal 2, the portal travel distance is almost instantaneous, or it is instantaneous, so it doesn't work anymore. So before, it like the time it takes for the portal to travel, you can go through the portal, and then it changes, and then you can go back through, and you're in a new location that you couldn't have normally reached from the other portal. But now here, because the travel time has either been reduced or just made infinitely fast, you can't do it anymore. But players figured out that if you are in the process of rotating while you go through the portal, by rotating I mean your orientation is changing, like as you fall through a portal or something, like where it has to like turn you to so that you're coming out of the other portal like the right way or whatever. So if it like rotates your body as you're falling through, then it won't pop you back out to replace that portal, and it'll still let you fall through while you place a new portal. And so that is a way that you actually can still portal peek. So
Okay.
I'm in here, part of it I kind of show why like there's really only one way to get through this, at least that I've figured out. But most of this is just me trying to figure out how in the world to get it to work again. So I start testing here a little bit to try to figure out, like, okay, how do I need to fall through the portal in order for this to work? So like that rotation, that needs to happen, but it needs to happen when I fall in the portal, not after. So that would have worked.
Like, I remember games coming out, and it's like, oh, okay. We're in a new era of games now. in order
Yeah, you
to
now
run
have to get
games
better hardware.
nowadays, you have to have a graphics card that's actually capable of this type of shaders. Like
Uh-huh.
your old graphics card couldn't even do shaders. That wasn't a thing. So you're gonna have to upgrade.
Right.
And now it's like, hey, your computer's fine. Your computer's 15 years old. That's fine. We're still using the same technologies, you know.
Right. Yeah. It is very interesting. I mean, yes, we're still like computation power is still growing pretty, and like
Yeah,
we're still getting way more powerful computers, but yeah, like the basic technology hasn't changed. So yeah, I guess also, Windows hasn't really changed. It's still the same thing. And so that may have a little to do with, I don't know.
yeah.
Actually,
I don't
that's a
mean
little
so much
different, but
Windows. It's just games.
yeah, mostly it.
But I mean, there was still some huge generational changes between some Windows. All right.
So
So this map's public. Anybody can download it if they want to try that.
yeah, we can. I guess we could like throw the link down there. Um, but yeah, you've just seen it, so I don't know why you'd want to play it unless you're a speedrunner. Then like maybe you could just have fun, just like figure out how quickly you can get through it. Because obviously, I took forever to go through my own map there. So what happened in that map? So there was like I don't know edge, like standing on the edge of portals, and then um jumping over gaps by wall strafing, I guess. So wall strafing, and then my finger's not over the camera. Um, there's throwing cubes, I guess, and then there's standing on cubes and at weird angles and sort of. I don't even know how I get over that edge, but I do by like acting crazy and crouching or something. And then bunny hopping, um, and then let's see. So there's crouch grip, glitch flying, standing the cube on the edge of a portal while changing the portal, I guess counts as a thing. And then running past turrets that you shouldn't be able to run past. Um, pushing the door open with the lasers. I guess that's just one thing. Um,
Bunny hopping,
then
portal bumping. No, you never said that, right?
oh, I didn't say the portal bumping, so that's 11.
Okay.
And then jumping on weird things, if that counts, that would make it be 12. And then 13 would be the reportaling, and then 14, um, the portal peaking, falling through the portal and changing it. I think that's everything. I might have forgotten something, but
So the average person picking up this map is not going to be able to play it.
not
You have
without
to know what
practice.
you're doing.
Yes, I actually had to do research to even make the map and be sure that it worked.